Your well-being matters, and it's time to prioritize you. Incorporating a workout routine into your daily schedule isn't just about physical health. It's a powerful act of self-love that nourishes your mind, body, and soul. Embrace the empowering journey of caring for your mental, emotional, and physical well-being, one workout at a time. You deserve to feel strong, vibrant, and alive. So let's lace up those sneakers, or tennis shoes, as you might say, and embark on this transformational path together. I'm excited about today's guest, and I promise you, you will understand why when we dive in deep. So hang out with us because we're about to get started. Welcome to Time to Win podcast. It's not just a podcast, it's the official personal growth locker room of life where champions just like you gather to cultivate their courage, create a life-changing game plan of success, and celebrate their wins. I'm RJ Jackson, your personal growth coach and host, and I'm committed to seeing you win. As a professional speaker and growth coach for over 3 decades, I've worked with and inspired thousands to grow their greatness and transform their setbacks into a comeback. And now it's your turn. It's time to win. So if you're ready, grab something to take notes with. We're about to dive in. Let's go. Fight, win. All right. Welcome to another special edition of Time to Win podcast. This month, we continue to highlight women who are winning. Women who are facing their giants with confidence. And although many have been knocked down, they have found the courage to get back up. Joining us in the locker room of life today is our special guest, Bernice Taylor. We're going to have an intimate conversation with Bernice. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Picture-perfect moments deserve the touch of a professional photographer. Introducing Wayne Wright, the accomplished professional portrait photographer behind Alan Wayne Photography. With an artistic eye and technical expertise, Wayne captures more than just photos. He captures the essence of your story. Each image is a masterpiece, telling the tale of your unique moments. Trust Alan Wayne Photography for portraits that go beyond the extraordinary. See for yourself. Visit Wayne online at tap.bio/@Wayne. That's tap.bio/@Wayne. Witness the unfolding of your unique narrative in a captivating portrait session with Alan Wayne Photography.
All right, good people. As I shared with you, this is a very special Time to Win podcast episode. This month, as we honor and celebrate women who are pressing in to win, who are getting underneath other women and lifting them up, we want to welcome the real Bernice Taylor of Bernice Taylor Fitness to the table. Bernice is passionate about helping others live a healthy lifestyle without medication as much as possible. Her primary focus is women over 40, helping them with healthy living journey tips, low-impact workouts, and meal suggestions. She is also a modified workout specialist, and we are honored to have her here at the table. Bernice, welcome to the table. Thanks for being our guest today. We are honored that you're here. Your bio paints a phenomenal picture of your passion for people to see them healthy. You have over 500,000 people following you across the board on social media. You show up consistently to remind people to be healthy. I'm eager to hear the story behind your accomplishments. Share with us how your journey led you to where you are today.
Okay, first of all, thank you for having me. And it is my pleasure to be here as well. And so, yes, absolutely. I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, and I'm the middle of 7 children. So there was 9 in all in our family. And growing up, we would have little dance shows, just like the Cosby Show, right? A couple of episodes in there where they would put on dance shows. That was us. And so there was activity was always part of our family. My dad was in the military, and we would go on walks with him in the evening. So activity had always been a part of our lives growing up. And even coming into the United States in the early 80s, I would teach aerobics in the basement of my dormitory in college. And then later on, when I was working in corporate, I would teach in the clubhouse of the apartment complex. So fitness had always been a part of my life. I have an older sister that has her own brand of dance, African dance workout, and I had done her workout for years as well. So even having children, and I have 3 children, I would go back to working out and get back to my fit self. But it wasn't until 2015 when my mother-in-law fell sick. And I had a great relationship with my mother-in-law. I was taking care of her. I was working in corporate, and I would go spend time with her after work. Wasn't eating the right things. I was eating, but I wasn't eating the right things. And so I became unhealthy. You know, I had that little tire around my waist. I looked at myself and said, this is ridiculous. I need to get back into being healthier. So I knew what to do. I need to eat foods that are high in fiber, stay away from sugar, stay hydrated, work out. So I did those things and got my body back into the shape that I wanted. And that summer, my son had an internship out east. I had taken him there. And in the course of that, we were visiting my niece. Well, we are a praying family. So we pray every Sunday together. It's something that my mother instituted before she passed away. And my mother passed away in 2011. We've been doing it ever since. And during that time, we had found out that my niece, her kidneys were going down because she has lupus. And so she had lupus nephritis, which attacks your kidneys. So we were praying for her to get a kidney transplant. And so when I visited, I knew that, but I wasn't prepared for all the boxes that I saw. And I felt so sorry for her and decided that I was going to get tested. Long story short, found out I was a match, and then I decided to donate my kidney to her. So that same year, 2016, on December 20th, I donated a kidney. Now, since I did that, I realized that there was no do-over. I only now had 1 kidney, so I had to take care of it. No going back to being on an unhealthy weight, having high blood pressure possibly, and all of that. That puts a lot of strain on 1 kidney. So I started taking care of myself. I started journaling it, and then also sharing it on my YouTube channel. But then I decided, why don't I, instead of just sharing my journey as a kidney donor, incorporate what I've always loved to do, which was the fitness. Why don't I incorporate that and help other women like me who are middle-aged that want to be healthy, and they don't have to just have 1 kidney, but in general. So that's what led me to the path I'm currently on, which is helping women 40 plus be healthy.
Wow, Bernice, what a beautiful story and upbringing, starting with your family having its own Ghana style of the Cosby Show, always being active and doing things together as a family, being inspired by amazing parents, then going off to college. And even in college, I heard you say you were still giving and helping, and it didn't stop there for you. You helped your sister in her business, and then being a caregiver for your mother-in-law. You were always serving. And then I heard you say the turning point, the point in your life where you realized that you were taking care of everyone else except yourself. From what I heard you say, you looked in the mirror and said, this is ridiculous. And it was at that moment, that pivotal moment, where you decided, I got to do something. So you got back in shape because, as you said, you knew what to do. So you got back in shape. And not only did you get in shape, but you ended up donating a kidney to your niece. And what I love about your story, Bernice, is I didn't hear you anywhere in the plot say, and then I threw a pity party. But what I heard you say is instead of throwing a pity party, I decided to live life on purpose and help other women who were in the same boat that I was in, feeling this is ridiculous. I gotta do something. Now, you had a turning point and you knew what to do. And I'm really convinced that there are so many women, even listening right now, they're at that turning point, but they don't know what to do. So, my question to you is what would you share with women who are listening right now, who are at that point? They want something different, but they don't know what to do. What strategies would you share with them to help them refill their cup, get up off the couch, put on their running shoes, or pick up the weights, put down the sugar, and take time to take care of themselves?
First of all, thank you for the compliments. I appreciate that. And so, yes, because I knew what to do, I not only did it for myself, but I also put it in a book. And so I chronicle for 31 days examples of meals that, women can eat. And this is not just for women, but I'm focusing on women, right? And so women can eat a certain way and exercise. And I give examples of how long to exercise. And then they can get better results as well. They can see results. Now, individuals are different. So everybody's going to be different in their journey on how fast they get to that weight, their desired weight or their desired healthy lifestyle. So I have it in a book, but in addition to that, I have all these social media platforms. So I have YouTube where I have long form and short form videos that not only provide workouts, but they also provide you with suggestions every so often. I have challenges that tell people to do simple things to get them started. And I have one going on right now that is just a recurring one every week. And then not only do I give you simple things to do, like stay off of sugar, drink at least 64 ounces of water, sleep at least 7 hours a night, but I'm also giving them specific videos to do for those days. And all those videos are on my YouTube channel for them to have. I also have a Discord. And in my Discord, that is free, just like YouTube is free. In my Discord, women get to come and pick accountability partners. Because one of the things that I've found out is that some women lack motivation because there's no one there to pair up with, to come to encourage them and to push them. And so when they come into the Discord, they're able to pair up with people, and they don't have to be in the same state. It could be people even in different countries that they pair up with, and they encourage each other. And that's done is it's helped some people that previously would have said, I don't have any motivation. Now they have a partner that's going to help them through the journey. They need each other. So that's another avenue. And I have a channel within my Discord that has recipes. So they can go in that channel and they can look at the recipes. They can also contribute to the recipes. In a summary, I have all these avenues that I'm sharing, whether it's the book, whether it's the videos, whether it's my Discord, that helps people to guide them how to eat and then the workouts to do to get to that healthy goal.
I'm reminded of the saying that says, you can either have excuses or you can have success, but there is just no way you're going to have both. And from what I hear you saying, you are definitely providing people, women in particular, with an opportunity to eliminate their excuses. What would you say, however, to the woman who's like, I get it, I'm watching your videos, but I'm just not motivated?
And that's why the Discord exists, is because I've heard that so many times. So for the person that can't be motivated, that says I'm not motivated, an accountability partner is who you need. Someone to pair up with and to help you along the way. So that is really the sole reason why I opened up that Discord, is to help women that say I'm not motivated. Well, come get a partner and together you'll figure it out. Is it going to be 100% Successful? No, nothing is. But at least it's another avenue to help people that otherwise feel defeated.
I really love that. Another opportunity for people to dive in so that they can be better and do better, especially when it comes to their health and being their best self. Now, there are times, because I know I was in this position for quite a while, that people cannot physically lift the weights or they can't physically get up and they want to lose weight and they find themselves, like I found myself, sitting there in the chair not losing weight, but actually gaining weight. And maybe even losing muscle because we aren't using certain muscles. Like when I was in the wheelchair, I didn't use a lot of my muscles. So, what would you say to encourage people who have perhaps physical limitations that really want to work out, but feel like I just can't physically do it?
And I'm glad you brought that up, RJ, because not only do I have exercises for standing, but I also modify them for the seated version. And I do that because I tried it out a little bit and then I started getting feedback and testimonials from people in wheelchairs and people who have back issues. And that said that this is helping me because you've modified it. I can actually work out and I can feel that it's making a difference. I even had a follower who had lost, in 5 months, had lost 40 pounds. And all he did was the seated version. So there's no excuse. I have not only the standing, but the seated version. I also vary my workouts. And I do need to preface that I am a personal trainer. I'm certified with National Council of Strength and Fitness. So I am a personal trainer, even though I also have the desire and I'm such an enthusiast. I also have the certificate behind it. But I vary the workouts as well. So you can find standing low impact workouts, seated low impact workouts, indoor walking workouts, themed workouts. I have some workouts that are 60s themed, right? That not a whole lot, but at least it will be interesting for somebody that wants to do indoor walking. That it is on my YouTube channel. I have strength training. And now recently I've introduced my own indoor battle rope. And so there are so many different workouts that I offer that excuses are really, it's a moot point when it comes to people and excuses.
I know, right? Like excuses, no way around it. They eliminate our success. Now, this actually brings me to another point because I'm confident that I've seen some of your videos where you're actually working with people who are bedbound, that they can't even get up. Am I right?
That is absolutely right. So I had done a live on Facebook and gotten some feedback from people, and they had mentioned I'm in bed. So do you have something for people in bed? So I put together a workout for people in bed, and I do have that on my YouTube channel as well. So yes, it's lying down, it's sitting, it's standing, it's strength training, it's indoor walking, it's battle rope. Take your pick. You will get your cardio in, you will build your endurance, you'll build your strength, you lose belly fat, and you'll be fit.
Bernice, I am in no way surprised of everything that you're offering people to help them win and to show people that they can do what they desire to do with what they have. I mean, you are seriously living life on purpose and you're not being selfish about it. You're like everywhere on every social media platform: Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook. You're everywhere saying to women, you don't have to have an excuse. There's support for you. And I really appreciate you. And this is why I do what I do. Because I want women in particularly to know that there are people who care to see them win. And I just want to pause for the cause, my sister, and celebrate you and say thank you. Thank you for living life on purpose, for understanding that your purpose is bigger than yourself. It didn't stop or start with you looking in the mirror and saying, this is ridiculous. but it started with you saying, let me share this hope and possibility with other women. And so I really do want to celebrate you and thank you because you are doing something which is better than nothing. So let me ask you, because I know it's been a journey. I don't really know what the journey's been like, but I know we look at people and we deem them successful and we think they have always been there. So, what's the journey been like for you in terms of being the successful woman that I see you as? And has it been hard? Has it been easy? Did it take a long time? Or are you an overnight success?
There is no such thing as overnight success. As you well know, RJ, a lot of people, when they say, oh, that person is an overnight success, they don't know the backstory and they don't know how many years of work that person may have been putting in. With some people, it may be months, but in my case, definitely years. And I didn't get to come home and work for myself full time until the pandemic. So I've only been working for myself, not even quite 3 years yet. I would say, yes, I was dreaming about this. I was praying about this. But when I first started, in order for me to come home, I had to take on clients and manage their social media so I could have an income. So sometimes we have to start somewhere. We have to work, right? Gary Vee talks about going to get a job as you're working on your side hustle because you need that income. So for me, it was managing people's social media. And then as I realized I needed to focus on mine and grow mine, then I had to let those accounts go. But those accounts were a blessing to me because then I could have an income while I was transitioning into working for myself at home.
So let me get this right. You started your business in the middle of a pandemic and at the age of 56. So if what I hear you saying is correct, I hear you saying that your conditions nor your age should be an excuse because it's never too late.
That's correct. It's never too late. It is never too late, right? And people are so blessed now because of the internet. We're on an even playing field where an influencer or a content creator can have a status that's way above a celebrity. That's how much of an even playing field we are now. So people are blessed. The younger people coming up, the 20s, the 30s, you could be a content creator and build your business and be successful without having to wait till you're 56 years old, like me, right? But it wasn't that I wasn't doing anything before in those years before. I have videos showing me in my lab coat. I'm trained as a chemist, and I would be in the lab and I would give advice about health, and I would be showing different workouts in my lab coat with my jeans on and my sneakers. You know, I would be doing different workouts. And so I always said, I'm growing this and someday I'm going to be working for myself. So I never lost hope. I started really posting on YouTube seriously 2017. So it's been 7 years on YouTube, and I'm continuing to work on it to get to where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be on YouTube, but it's been a blessing to be able to grow all aspects of my business, and an answer to a prayer, which is every year I pray that I will impact more women. And every year God gives me more and more women to impact.
Wow. There's so much value here. This conversation is truly a rich conversation, Bernice. Thank you so much for sharing. And I just want to go back for a second because maybe somebody didn't hear what you said or just kind of went over their head. So I'm just going to repeat one thing you said, and I'm going to say it loud for not just the people in the back, but for all of America to hear during this Black History Month that I am talking to. Because I heard you say your white lab coat. You didn't say your white straight jacket. You said your white lab coat. So I'm talking to, and you're listening to, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of a Black female scientist. Now, I know you didn't say all that, but you did say scientist, right?
Yes, absolutely. I am trained. I have my bachelor's in chemistry and I have my master's in analytical chemistry. So um, I worked for a company for 9 years doing analysis on different, really water purification, doing an analysis on purified water for the laboratory. But I also had, because I was in the engineering department, I also had my own products that I had to design. So that job was my first job from school, from grad school, and that taught me a lot to where I was promoted to senior engineer chemist. I believe that every step of the way in your journey, in your work life, you're learning for the next chapter. And so when it was time, because I had that background with a manufacturing company where I did both the engineering part and the quality control part and understanding what it takes to secure products, it helped me when it was time for the battle rope. So there was no learning curve. I knew what I had to do. I knew what it meant to contact manufacturers and what I needed to set in place to have a finished product to start shipping. So that has all trained me to be where I am today. And I use those lessons from my chemistry days.
There is purpose in everything we go through. Everything. Nothing is wasted in God's eyes. There's a purpose for everything. We may not understand it at the time, but in time, it will all make sense. And I like to say there's a cure for everything we're going through. And thinking of what you went through and the lessons you've learned and the experiences you've had, looking back, if you had to have a conversation with your younger self, what are some of the words of wisdom that you would share with your younger self that would propel you in your later years?
So every success story has a bunch of failures behind it. And so before I got to this point to where I'm actually working for myself, I had tried different things. And one of them was having an in-home travel agency. The other one was having my own product, which was a carbon monoxide detector that shuts off your furnace. Those did not come, those were not as successful, right? And I allowed those because they ended not in the terms that I wanted them to. I allowed those to impact how long it took me to get back and try again. So if I had any advice to give to my younger self is dust yourself off, try it again, because all those failures are going to lead to successes. But if you wait too long, then it's success deferred. So dust yourself off, little young Bernice, and start over. It doesn't matter that you're working full-time somewhere. Continue those side hustles, be passionate about those, and keep going. And don't wait for a long gap till you get to your 50s because it can be done at a younger age.
Yes, ma'am. Dust yourself off, little Miss Bernice. And as you know, it's not how many times we fall down, it's how many times we get back up. And you are proof in the pudding because you got back up. And not only did you get up on purpose to help other people fulfill their purpose. So when we talk about failure, because I love how you said behind every success is a failure. When we talk about failure, how do you define failure? And what would you say to someone who's listening who feels like a failure because they didn't reach their goal and they can't get up off the couch and work out even though they want to? They just keep sitting back down. What would you say to people who just feel like they aren't winning? They're a failure.
What I would say is when something fails, take that as a lesson that you're supposed to learn, that you are going to apply to the next thing. So don't look at them as failures, look at them as lessons. Because I just heard today a content creator who's very, very successful said that the difference between someone who is successful and someone who is not is because the one who's not quit. So you don't want to quit. You want to keep going. Take those failures and let that propel you to the next thing, right? Learn from your mistakes, apply it, and then move on to the next. Don't be discouraged. If you look at everybody's stories, there are so many failures with everyone that is now successful. They can tell you their history of their failures. And so don't take it as it is, that one, if you fail doesn't mean that it's the end. It is not. So just look at your failures as lessons and keep going on. You've got this, you can do this, so keep going. Because doing something is better than nothing.
It's
Absolutely.
better than nothing. I'm sure by now that you have pages and pages of notes. So I want to go ahead and give you permission to turn the page and write on the back side of the note, because it's important that you hear and that you take note of what Bernice just shared. And it's not the first time throughout our time together here that she shared. So if you missed it the first time, let me just repeat it for you this time. Don't lose hope. Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. So go ahead and write that down. Don't lose hope. Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. Because I know what it's like to have people in your ear saying, oh, who you think you are? You can't do that. Like, please go somewhere and sit down. I know what that's like. But I also know what it's like for somebody to say, hey, you got this. Keep going. Don't quit. Don't give up. How can I help you? And we all need that. So if you don't have someone in your circle saying that to you, go ahead. Say it to yourself. So write it down. So when times get tough, you'll be able to say it to yourself. Don't quit. Don't give up. You got this. Keep going. And remind yourself until you are able to surround yourself with people like those women we have in the Cure Circle who will get around you and lift you up and remind you of your greatness. Say it to yourself. Bernice, you're a woman of wisdom. And so I really would like to know, like, who was your inspiration? Who inspired you? Who said to you, keep going, you got this, don't quit?
Without a question, my mother. So my mother was an entrepreneur. She'd always had her own businesses growing up. And she not only worked hard at her businesses and was successful at her businesses, she was also an altruistic person. She was a very giving person. So those combined, I admired my mother so much. And that's who I think about. Because if she were alive, she'd be cheering me on. I don't care what age I was. She would always give me encouragement. She'd always give me accolades, and not just for me, but my siblings as well. So my mother, without a doubt.
I can tell your mom was an amazing woman because I can see her in you. What characteristics did your mom have as a professional-minded woman? And how would you describe or define a professional-minded woman?
I believe a professional-minded woman has to be someone who has a passion. That passion now becomes your business. And that woman has to be driven. So you can't just be lackadaisical and say, oh, yeah, I'm going to get up and maybe I will do one thing for my business today. No, you have to be driven to, not to the point of just being, letting everything else fall apart, but be driven enough to see results. So you have to be passionate about something that you can turn into a business. You have to be driven. You have to also be focused. And then above all, you have to be able to differentiate between what is business and what is personal. You have to make time for what is personal. You can't let the business consume you. So just because you're a professional doesn't mean that you live, breathe, and eat your business. So you have to be passionate, have to be driven, you have to be focused, and you have to be able to differentiate between your professional life and your personal life and marry the two.
Well, like I said, I never met your mom, but it sounds like to me you just described yourself. A professional minded woman. Passionate, driven, focused, and understand the importance of work-life contentment. Now, some people say balance. I like to say contentment, that you're content and making sure that you are on purpose in your personal and professional life. So thank you for giving us that clear definition of a professional minded woman. And girl, it takes one to know one. So you are definitely an example of one. And I know your mom would be proud of you.
Well, thank you.
And thank you for being here with us today. Now, as we prepare to close, I can't leave without asking you, what motivates you? You've spent all this time motivating, encouraging, and inspiring us. What motivates you?
What motivates me is the testimonials that I get when someone who's in a wheelchair gets to work out, right? Because I've provided it. When someone who hasn't worked out in years says, you compelled me to get up because you screamed at me on through the video, get up. And you gave me simple exercises that I could do. Those testimonials, the ones that get their battle rope and are just over the moon over these battle ropes that I didn't even ask for any testimonials. Those are the things that keep me motivated. The fact that they are all these testimonials are an answer to a prayer, and that prayer is, Lord, help me impact women. And those testimonials are telling me that I am impacting, and that keeps me going. So that is my full circle.
And what a beautiful full circle. What final words of encouragement do you have for us today?
If you think that you can or you can't, you're right. So make up your mind to believe that you can, right? And start with simple things. The simple things that I have in my challenges, it's as simple as drinking water. It's as simple as sleeping. It's as simple as cutting back on sugar. And you can definitely have the healthier life and then start working out, start moving. If your idea of moving is walking, then walk. If that's what your preference is, just walk and add some speed to that walk. But definitely start walking, start moving, and start doing these simple things.
I make sure I get my walking in every single day. And yes, I do a workout too. And I did purchase my Bernice Taylor Fitness Battle Rope. And I want you to know she has designed her own battle rope label. And she has battle ropes with an S because she has one for you, one for your friend, and one for your friend's friend. So I want you to know they are available and you can do your workout at home inside your house. So Bernice, how can we purchase one of your battle ropes and how can we connect with you?
Definitely through my website, which is bernicetaylorfitness.com. And then they can DM me and, ask me any questions and then come join the Discord as well. So on TikTok and Instagram, I'm the real Bernice Taylor.
Once again, you can connect with Bernice on her website at bernicetaylorfitness.com. That's bernicetaylorfitness.com. You can also connect with her on Instagram and TikTok at The Real Bernice Taylor. Bernice, it's been a pleasure having this conversation with you. Thanks for being our special guest here in the Locker Room of Life on Time to Win podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And remember, everyone, doing something
is better than nothing. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am. Let's go, fight, win. Thank you for listening to Time to Win. I recognize that you appreciate the value provided in today's episode, and for your gratitude, I'm giving you a Time to Win VIP listener badge. So head on over to timetowinpodcast.com. That's timetowinpodcast.com and claim your badge and gain immediate VIP access to more of our next level resources and opportunities, including details on the huddle, a table for 10, the Cure Circle, and the Cure Retreat. Because you've enjoyed today's session, you can also express your gratitude by rating, reviewing, and returning next week with a friend. Oh, by the way, be sure to screenshot today's episode and share it in your Instagram and Facebook story or on your favorite social media platform. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week in the locker room of life, here on Time to Win. And remember, the best time to win is now.